is all about. But Republicans are making it about themselves and their billionaire donors rather than keep the American people safe.
Chip Roy and some House Republicans have said that if DHS funding comes back on the table, they have some demands. How do you plan to get this new final product to be both severe enough that your caucus feels comfortable with it and also not get completely held up by House Republicans?
The demands being made by far-right extremists in the House Republican Conference are going nowhere. And if for whatever reason Speaker Johnson bends the knee to the far right, then Republicans are going to shut the government down because they would apparently have zero interest in getting ICE and the Department of Homeland Security under control, which their own voters are demanding happen. Their own voters.
Last week you expressed hope for a resolution before the House holds a vote on the Clinton contempt resolution. You know House Rules is going to mark them up next week. Are you still expecting a resolution? Have you been in touch with the Clintons on this?
I've not been in touch with the Clintons, but it's my understanding that their legal team continues to engage in good faith negotiations to try to get to a resolution. My position on the underlying criminal contempt resolutions being brought before the Congress potentially by James Comer remain the same. Comer is not interested in any legitimate investigation. Democrats had to shame Republicans into joining us to force a vote and pass legislation to compel the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. Pam Bondi and the DOJ are the ones who should be held in criminal contempt at this point because they're in direct violation of a federal law that Donald Trump signed to release the Epstein files that are in their possession. And there are millions of documents that haven't been released. And the only thing that the public has seen are about 13,000. Does that sound like compliance? That's not compliance. That's a brazen violation of their legal obligations, the Department of Justice's legal obligations to release documents. And so we'll see whether there's a resolution prior to a so-called criminal contempt vote, but my position on it remains the same. Yeah.
Thank you. I know you said that the deal hasn't come out of the Senate yet, but it's looking very likely that it will be 5 funding bills and a 2-week DHS CR. If that is what comes to the House after Senator Graham drops his hold, will you support that?
Well, that question has already been asked and answered in a variety of different ways. One thing is clear, is that Leader Thune and Mike Johnson and Republicans originally took the position that the 5 bipartisan bills were not going to be separated. The fact that the 5 bipartisan bills are going to be separated in and of itself, right out of the gate, is a victory for the American people. Simultaneously, we have to evaluate, is there a real path toward making the dramatic changes at the Department of Homeland Security necessary to stop the use of taxpayer dollars from brutalizing everyday Americans and killing American citizens, like Renee Good and Alex Pretti? That's a question to be evaluated, particularly if we find ourselves in a situation where there's going to be an intense negotiation, where Democrats have drawn a hard line in the sand. We have not been shy or bashful in articulating what will be necessary, including but not limited to judicial warrants and an explicit prohibition on the detention and deportation of American citizens, and an end to the roving bands of ICE agents violently targeting people all across America. Those have been our conditions. Those will remain our conditions until we get this done for the American people. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.